Welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your humble and silly host here on your website home for learning how to play guitar, banjo. This week is Mandolin week. I've taught in the Sweet By and By on guitar and banjo, and I had lots of requests to do it on mandolin. So we're going to do a really slick little version here. I'm going to call this an advanced solo, even though we're not going very fast, just because it has lots of great licks in it, and that's what we're going to do, is learn a lot of licks in this song, as well as really concentrate on how to use licks to express the melody. I talk a whole bunch about just how to create solos in this one, so it's a good one. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to the website, BanjoBenClark.com. You can join as a GoPick member, have access to this 20+ minute lesson, as well as the tabs, and I have 3 different speeds of MP3 rhythm tracks, and I have hundreds of other lessons just like it that you have access to as a GoPick member. I'd be honored to have you on board. Let's jump into the first measure of In the Sweet By and By. We're in the key of C today. This is a lot of fun to play. Here's what I want to do. I want to teach you how to play each and every one of these licks, but I also want to speak quite a bit into how I go about creating licks around the melody, how to create a solo whenever we have a melody that we need to stick with. Now let's go ahead and throw the first line of tab up there. We're going to start in the verse. As I mentioned, we're in the key of C. You'll notice we're in 4/4 time. You'll also notice those little pick stroke arrows beneath each one of the notes. Try to follow those if you can. Downstroke means a down, or down arrow means downstroke. Up arrow means up. Okay. Now we're going to do a little kickoff here. We're going to start the second beat of measure 1. But what we need to keep in mind immediately is, what's this melody like? And the melody goes like this. There's a land that is fairer than day. Okay, so it sounds like this. And with anytime you're trying to build a solo, you want to make sure that you can play that most basic melody. Either play it or have it in your mind and know where you would play it. Now that's only a few notes, right? But we're going to communicate all those notes in this first line of tab. Now the kickoff doesn't actually happen until the third beat. 1, 2, there's a land. But we're going to start on the second just to give it a little extra kick. And then there's our melody. Okay. Now when we get into measure 2, we have to think about, what are our melody notes for that measure? Land that is. Okay, so I have this long E note that I'm going to think about playing. And here's what I also think about, is that in this verse, I'm going to come to this E note the same way 4 times. That's what the melody does. Bum, 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 bum. Then it does it again. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Does it 4 times. So, I'm going to try to give you some variances here of how to approach it. The first way we're going to do it, we're going to slide into it, and that's always an option, right? So our melody note is this open E note, and we're going to slide into it from the 5th to 7th fret. Then walk back down. From there, in measure 3, we have a chord change. We go to F, and the melody goes bum, bum, bum. So right here, I want to accentuate that melody because we're just starting the solo. So what I'm going to do is play that melody, but also grab a harmony note. And I have lessons where I teach you how to do that. But we're over an F chord, so I'm going to grab an F note and play that melody at the same time. And then I'm going to add a little 8th note in there just to give it a little bit more substance. And then we have a long melody note in measure 4. That is fairer than day. Okay, so what can I do with that? Well, I'm going to slide into it, but I'm also going to add a harmony. So let me play measures 1 through 4, and we'll play it much slower later on. We get to measure 5. We've got that same little walk-in. But I'm going to approach the E string just a little bit different. We're still going to slide into it, but I'm going to get a little bit more melodic, what I would call. So we're going to work the scale a little bit more. So we slide into it, measure 6. Now I'm thinking about what my melody does. Bum, ba, da, dun, da, da, dun. That's essentially what the melody does. Bum, 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 bum. So I'm starting to measure 6. Now measure 7, the melody starts, we'll go to that G note. I'm going to delay it just a half beat. And that's another technique that you can pick up, is everybody's expecting you to go in measure 7 straight to that a G note, right? Well, I'm going to delay it, play an E note, and then go to it. And that's just a great little trick on any instrument. Now here, I'm also going to add another little trill. And this is more of an advanced technique, but it's something that you can pick up. We're going to do a really quick 16th note pull off in this measure. If you forget the pull off, just look at what notes are there. Open, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 1, open. But whenever I play that 3rd fret for the 2nd time, I'm going to do a little quick pull off. And then here, measure 8, our melody just goes to that D note and it hangs. Now it's going to hang for over a full measure. So what I'm going to think about is nail that melody note, and then I'm going to play some kind of G lick, because we're over a G chord, that doesn't get too crazy, but we can get, you know, outside the box a little bit. And what this one sounds like, we got that quick slide on the 2nd beat. Let me play 5 through 8. Now when we get to measure 9,